I am excited. You know what? Back up. You're not going to introduce him. I'm going to introduce him.
That's why I was surprised you turned it to me.
Okay.
You know,
I'm going to introduce him.
Before you say this, though, let me remind you, I'm sitting on this rock over here. It's killing my rear end.
The man
what
who
are
has
you in, Joe?
The man who has given me the pleasure of making you jealous. There's very few things I have in life that you don't already have, you understand. So this is sheer pleasure for me. Jason Patterson of Patterson Amish Furniture has given me this fantastic, comfortable chair that will be around this studio way after you and I are gone. I can assure you of that.
I'm sure of that.
I got the most comfortable chair in the entire studio, and Jason gave that to me.
This belongs to the studio, or it belongs to you?
Clearly, I'm sure he wanted it to be the studio's.
Wayne, we can get you another one if you want to.
Don't tell him that. Don't do it. Stop that, man.
Well, anyway, in case people
and
haven't
he now
figured it
just
out.
took away, the next thing I was going to say, which he's a great guy.
You used to think that anyway.
Jason Patterson, Patterson Amish Furniture. My friend, how are you, buddy?
Good. Thank you for having me this morning. I appreciate it. Appreciate you and your wife down there the other day. We had a good time, good chat, and appreciate your business.
So what were they like
as
as customers?
Trip.
They were good customers, believe it or not.
Because, he's an entrepreneur, so everyone doesn't like him.
Well, yeah, I like him.
He liked me. He was pleasant to me.
Now, Joe gave a great report of how helpful you were and what a great store it is. And
I appreciate that.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your store and try and describe it to people, because it is such a warm, inviting place. When I was there, what was I there? 45 minutes to an hour just sitting in the chairs, you
Probably
and I talking?
Right. Yep.
Yep.
And that's kind of what sets our store apart from most of the other furniture stores. You go in there, and I know one of the biggest things that whenever people walk in there, they say, "What is that fabulous smell?" They just love the smell of it. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, the hominess of the whole store. Just it's a wonderful place to be, and we've got a wonderful product.
Now, Joe, excuse me, Joe had some new tagline here, but your tagline is crafted for lifetime.
That's right.
Because you literally guarantee
it is.
Most of your furniture for life, right?
It is. It's warranted. First off, it's Amish furniture made out of solid hardwood, so it should last. Unless you drop it off the back of the truck or something, it should last you a lifetime.
I don't know why this is true, but I could. And I know nothing about furniture, right? Other than it better be sturdy enough to handle me, right? So
and comfortable,
right? And when I walk in your store, I can look at any piece of furniture there, and just by looking at it, I know that's just made really well. And what also is interesting, when you are looking at it, you get this feeling of what it's going to feel like. And when you sit in it, it matches that feeling that you thought, so it meets the expectation of your eyes. And I don't even know if I'm describing this correctly, but can you describe that? Because every piece of furniture is just remarkable. He's rolling his eyes like, no, I can't describe that.
That is hard to describe, but you'll just have to come down and check us out and see what Joe's talking about.
I think Joe just described it, actually.
That's
so what you're saying is I did a good job at that.
I might come short of that.
Let's talk some business stuff, okay? I mean, because you're sort of this new business person.
I am. Now, I have been self-employed for, like you, most of my life. Been self-employed for 25 years almost now.
Well, I wasn't aware of that. Talk a little bit about that.
You were a woodworker.
I was a woodworker.
Right?
That's what kind of validates, what we do there with Amish furniture. I mean, I've had my own cabinet and custom furniture shop for about 15 years before I started the Amish furniture thing. And I know a lot of customers, they really appreciate that I actually know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about hardwood furniture, what you can and can't do, and colors and the woods and I'm a wood guy. I love wood, and you can probably tell that just by walking in there. And the Amish furniture in general is fantastic.
So you were making and manufacturing furniture, and then chose to open up this furniture store?
I did.
Why the move? What made you decide to move in this direction?
Well, I know whenever I started my cabinet business, whenever you start something new, you're like, oh, you're gung-ho and this and that and the other. But I found out pretty quick that I'm a hands-on person. And during the downturn in the economy, I just decided to go a different route because I didn't want to employ so many people, and I wanted to do hands-on stuff, and that's the store itself. I personally do a lot of my own transporting, my own delivery. I like to go out to the people's houses, make sure they're happy with what they're getting, and have that person-to-person kind of experience. And the customer deals with me through the whole process.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the change, because you go from a manufacturing side to a retail side, which is a completely different industry.
It's a totally different animal.
So somehow you have to discern how to give a look and a feel and even a smell to your retail store so that it is inviting. Did that just happen, or did you plan that out? Because what you have created is not easy to do.
It's been in the works for many years before I started. I mean, I've thought about this and contemplated it for probably 10 years before we actually kind of pulled the trigger on it. So, and I went in some different places up in Amish country, and I figured out pretty much what I wanted. Wanted to be in an old building, kind of a warm environment, and you can tell whenever you go into the store, it just fits the environment, the furniture and everything, and that's kind of the way we went with it.
Well, let's make sure everyone knows how to find you. Tell them where your store is.
Patterson's Amish Furniture, and whenever you do a Google search, make sure you put that S in there, Patterson's. The address is in Morganton, North Carolina, 150 South Sterling Street, right downtown in the old part of town in Morganton.
What I also like is that you have a lot of different varieties and choices. Talk to me about a business owner, how you make those choices and you acquire this furniture, because it can't be. I mean, you've got a nice sized store, but it's not like a mega store.
No.
So talk to me about how you make the choices to what you're going to put on the floor.
Well, really, that's kind of a learning experience that we have been doing. We've been in business for about 4.5 years now, and it's kind of one of those things. Like you said, we've got a small store, so we have to make sure that what we have on the floor is a seller, and that is basically coming from experience and trying to keep up with what is selling and what's not selling. And like I said, it's a working progress as far as what to put on the floor.
Right. The next thing I noticed you do, evidence is the fact that you and I even know each other, which is you are advertising on this radio station, which by the way, just so you know, we have hijacked your sponsor. Now, I understand, and if I'm you, I want my money to be used in Harold's show. So I'm with you on that, okay?
Right.
So don't worry.
Okay.
The big guy is still marketing your business.
Okay.
But we have hijacked and we talk about it.
I haven't seen Harold sitting in your chair.
Oh, no. Now, Harold's got to stay on that side of the counter. You see, this chair right here is made for me, you understand? You're going to need special written permission to be able to sit in my seat. Even my best friend, big guy, cannot sit in his chair without written permission. So, but what I want you to talk about is your choice for advertising, because what I like that you do, that very few small business people do, is give a big business advertising feel to your small business. Literally, you're on the radio. You've got live reads from the big guy. You have coerced me into talking about it just about every Friday now, because I'm sitting in this spectacular chair that you gave me. And when I'm driving to Morganton, which we'll talk about in a minute, is a great drive and a great city, you've got these large billboards that really do sort of lead the way. Talk about your advertising and marketing, because you do a great job of that. And there's a lot of small business people that wish they had that skill that you possess.
Well, I can't really say that I have much skill at it, but it is a learning process on what works and what doesn't work. So I put my advertising in some radio. I've tried newspapers and so forth. Billboards actually work very, very well for me. just to bring people downtown. And it's one thing about Morganton I'd like to say is it's not just my store. There's a lot to do there. I mean,
agree.
there's a lot of little shops, little art galleries, movie theaters, restaurants. It's a very good place to make a day trip.
Well, and that's what you've done so well, and it's not easy to do that. So I could not convince my wife to get in the car from Cornelius, North Carolina, and drive to Morganton. Right? She's just not going to do that. She don't want to be in the car with me that long, unless there's a reason. And the reason was, honey, we'll go to dinner out there. We'll go to the other things that are in town, and of course, I'm going to go see Patterson's Furniture because I'm going to get me a studio chair. And so it was an event for us.
That's what we're shooting for, and that's where our store is not just a regular old furniture warehouse. Dusty chairs in the corner. It has a lot of accessories. It's not just furniture. It's a lot of accessories and different stuff for your home.
Yeah, a lot of unique things too. I got a what's that thing I got for my wife?
It's a mirror.
What's that thing I got for my wife?
It's basically a jewelry case behind a mirror that slides. A mirror.
It's cool.
It's really nice.
I didn't even know they made these until I went there and saw that.
I bet your wife did.
No, she did not know that this existed, but she fell in love with it.
All the way up to Morganton with my husband, and I need something. Not just your friggin' chair.
Okay, okay. She might have something in mind. She might have been tricking me. I mean, I got to agree with that. That's true.
Okay, Jason, give your contact information one more time.
Contact is Patterson's Amish Furniture at gmail.com is my email address. The address is 150 South Sterling Street, Morganton, North Carolina. Phone number 828-475-0038.
And I got this, Patterson Amish Furniture.
Correct.
The furniture will be living longer than you. What did I say? I forgot.
Crafted for a lifetime. There you go.
For a lifetime. He does have a good tagline.
Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for coming up here, my friend. We really do appreciate it, buddy.